Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm back for another broadcast for today, and I'm here. I'm here. Just want to think about it. Think about it Sunday. That's it. Think about it Sunday. Is this part? This is the part of my segment for Social Media Sunday. Social Media Sunday is where I do all this. I have all these ideas in my head and things I want to talk about, and I just talk about them in different segments. So, today it's 5 o'clock, and I want to talk about our civil rights leaders, our civil rights leaders, and what do they mean to us? What do they mean to us? What do they do for us? What do they mean to you? What was their contributions? A lot of contributions. We see them as leaders. They're marching. They're doing their part in the communities and things of that nature. Um, but some things we don't know about them. Like I didn't know that John Lewis, our Congressman John Lewis, was the main. I would say he's the mastermind. I'm gonna say he's the mastermind behind our African American Museum in Washington D.C. I did not know that until they mentioned that in his funeral segment, which I watched the whole thing, and when we talk about civil rights leaders, I think all the way back to Mary Lou Himmel, because I've watched him. I'm not but 49, but my thing is I have heard about, I have read about, I have watched many videos and watched many videos of Mary Lou Himmel and Martin Luther King, and we when we in school they teach us a little bit. How are you doing? How are you doing? And let's see, I gotta do like this. Tazi Brahma. Hi Ty, how you doing? Is that okay if I call you that? Oh, thank you. And we think about people that I talk about civil rights leaders. I watch these videos. I watched every video they have on Martin Luther King, on all the civil rights things that were done for our voting rights, for our boycott of the bus, to um, arrest of Rosa Parks, and the thing is that thank you. And the thing is that what do you see? What do you get from that? From the civil rights leaderships. Oh, well, right now they're in a mess. I need to fill in, okay? Fill in. I just like them plain. Okay, so my topic is that our civil rights leaders. What do we see about? What do we know about them? Sometimes, like I said, when I was when I was watching all the processionals and all the things of all the things about Congressman John Lewis. I did not know he was that active with certain things. I didn't know he was the mastermind behind our African American Museum in DC. My husband has went, him and his friends have went there, but I haven't, and I would love to. Okay, I would love to. I would love to the point where how could I say it? I would love to go and see things for myself. I'm an inquisitive person. So, and I like to learn new things. I like to learn new stuff. I like to learn how to. I've It's a whole lot of things about Black history. We could go into and dive into, but I just want to talk about our civil rights leaders. And thank you. And my thing is, what do their contributions mean to you today? See, I wasn't even born when civil rights. I was born in 71. I wasn't born in 55, 54, or early. I wasn't born before 70, okay? So a lot of stuff happened before I was born. But the thing is, it makes me inquisitive. It makes me inquisitive as a person to learn about my history. And living with grandmother that lived to be 97, and living to see an actual great grandma. They got that title. We think about great grandmas, okay, but to actually live with one, actually partake and grow and go to her house in the summertime, and you think about, we have been fighting for a long time, and we have this enclave of civil rights leaders that have given their life, have died for our causes, died for the causes of you, me, everybody. It wasn't just about, after what, it wasn't really just about Black people. It was about everybody. It's like, look, okay, we as Blacks felt last on the totem pole, but we are going to fight for what we want. We want our rights. We want to have our rights. We want to have the right to vote. And how long us as African Americans have been fighting for that? We've been fighting for that since the slavery time. Slavery is like anywhere between 1500s to now. It's like, even though they pass these bills and things, it's been people out there fighting for us to actually really care about our welfare, how much we get paid, how much there's no difference between pay, and the thing is, sometimes when I look back at the time when I was growing up, I had that great grandma. Okay, some people don't even meet their great grandmas. And they used to tell me this history all the time about how her grandmother was a slave. My great grandmother was born in 1880. 1880. I'm sitting there like, man, that's like 100 years before me. 1880, 1970. 100 years, and it makes you think about your family heritage when it comes to our civil rights leaders. It's been somebody fighting for our rights for a long time, and that is like daunting. We got, we got what's the man in Mississippi? Oh my goodness, Medgar Evers. How did I think about that? Medgar Evers. Saw the story on him, and I'm a historian buff. Not gonna sit here and tell the story. I like history. I like our history. I like learning about our history. And you think about all these people that gave their lives, for us to live a life that we have now. And then, during Reconstruction and after the Civil War, and that was the war, okay, the blacks could be free. And that kind of like, wow. You think about it. It's not been that long. 1865, not really been that long of a time frame from 1960, 1965. 1865, 1965 is number 100 years. So you think about all that stuff that's happened in that time frame, who's come in that time frame to to bring us forward, to lead us, to guide us in what we should do for ourselves. And it amazes me who's doing it now, who's leading it now. It's not a surprise because you got Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton was part of Martin Luther King's leadership group, and you think about Jesse Jackson and Abernathy, and you think about all these people that were in this group trying to help us better ourselves. And sometimes I feel like my grandfather was so right. My grandfather was so right when he said, get the one thing that they can't take away from you, and that is an education. That's an education. And I mean, I love, that's what my grandmother was an avid reader. And I don't think, it's like, I think about all that time span. My grandma was born in 1915. My granddad was born in 1920. And you think, and the thing is that you're thinking about this time span in 1915. And her mother is still living in 1915. And I think about all the stuff they had to go through to get where, they had to go through separate but equal. And somebody had to stand up for that. And you go through, separate but equal in the time frame of you can't go in the same stores. You can't go in the front door. You can't drink out this water fountain. You can't drink. And it's like, wow, somebody has led us through this passage of pushing us forward to look, we deserve more than this. We deserve more than what we've been given. We deserve more than what they want to give us. So, and back in the day, it was this thing of, slavery. The blacks, we weren't supposed to know how to read and write. And so read and write, and reading and writing is like, wow, we had to struggle to do that at one time. And now it's like, there's so many few that want to stay in school and want to get an education. And then it's the ones that their parents are on them all the time. They're in it. They got to, and I'm going to tell anybody with children these days, even us grown people, go back to school. Because go back to school. Get what you need to get. Get that education you've been desiring. And don't let nobody come along and take stuff from you and tell you you're not worthy of an education, because you are. That's the one thing my grandparents used to preach to me in that time frame. They teach us about all this white history. Learn about your black history. I got plenty of books. It makes you plenty of books to talk about different people, to learn about different people and their different causes and their different views. With Malcolm X and Martin, they had different views. One was nonviolence and the other one was, Malcolm was the person that was like, look, we got to take stuff by force. We got to do what we got to do for us in order for us to have something. And Martin was nonviolence, demonstration, nonviolence, character. Don't how can I say this? Treat them like you want to be treated. Don't dish out that hate back to them. And it's a thing of, we've all had to learn those lessons. So I wanted to say, what have you learned from your civil rights leaders? What have you learned from the civil rights leaders? What is it that you, how could I say this? What is your take on it? And where do you stand? And now we have this political unrest in all these towns and states and things because it is no, I deserve to be treated with respect and other people joining you for to help you, it treat you. Look, let's all be fair. Let's all be treated equal. Ain't nobody better than the other. And I'm gonna stand up for my fellow man and say, look, this is how they should be treated, how people should be treated. Everybody should be equal. That's no, there's no difference. So I say with this, think about it Sunday. Think about all the people that came before you that lost their lives for you, that died for you, that hung for you, were lynched for you. And what is your contribution? You don't have to be no big time civil rights leader. I leave you with this thought. You don't have to be no big civil rights leader. You don't have to be seen, but you can at least do something in your community. If you see something wrong, if you feel like it's in your spirit that's wrong, that person is going through something, all right, stand up for the person. Don't, it takes courage to stand up to other people. People can be mean and they can be vindictive and they can be scorned and yet they can be so many things. But God gives us the strength and the courage to stand up and say, look, you don't have to treat this person like that. You don't have to talk to that person like, you don't have to, it's not, how could I say it? It's just not right. So think about all the things and what they did. And I think I'm going to continue this, I think I'm going to continue this segment as far as our civil rights leaders. And I want to know, do we have any new civil rights leaders, any new leaders of the new school, as they call them, for our rights, for the marches, for the demonstrations, for the, things of that nature. So thank you for coming out to Think About It Sunday. And I will see you next Sunday. Same black time, same black station. I love y'all. And this is recorded. This is a recorded program. It is for my podcast. And if you would like to listen to the podcast, it is on iTunes, Spotify. It is entitled Sharise Johnson Moore's Podcast. So if you would like to listen while you're driving or doing chores or running, or you're doing something that's very important, but you want to listen, you can go to Spotify, iTunes, Breaker, Apple. You can go to, these different podcasts, to the different podcast outlets, and you can listen to this program. I want to thank you. What's your name, baby? I see I got one person in the broadcast. What's your name? Can you give me your name? I want to get to know people when they come to my broadcast, so I know a name with your handles. Name with your handles. Can you give me your name with your handle? So I could know somebody. I don't want to just at such and such and such. Oh, Bummer. Okay, all right. All right, Bummer. My name is Sharise. Thank you for coming in today, and I thank everybody for coming in to this broadcast. So spread the word about Social Media Sunday. Share, and invite other people that you know. And I want y'all to have a blessed day. Yes. If you read my bio, minister, author, motivational speaker, and gospel artist. Okay. My next segment I'll be coming up with is called Author's Excerpt Sunday, which will be here at 8 o'clock. Okay. 8 o'clock. So I want to see y'all back here, your face in the place. And I love you and have a blessed day. Okay? Have a blessed day. Bye, babies. Hello, everyone. This is Sharise Johnson Moore, and I have an offer for all the entrepreneurial spirits out there. If you would like to advertise your business on my podcast, I have several slots open. So you can get in contact with me through my email address, which is I am Sharise at ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. And you can reach out to me through my Facebook page, which is Sharise Johnson Moore 2. And you can reach out to me through my other avenues of contact, which is WhatsApp. Thank you, and I will be glad to have you as a sponsor for my program. Thank you, and have a blessed day.